Hi everyone, it's Steve from the Football Stop, and today is very much a beginner's introduction to soccer and an introduction to soccer cards. So if you are completely new, this is the video for you. If you are someone that has been collecting, investing for a little bit of time, hopefully you'll still find some useful information in this video. So the questions I get asked on a daily basis are, which players should I be buying or investing in? Which products should I be buying? Which sets should I be buying? And what league should I be focusing on? But actually, there's a lot more that comes before that. And today I'm going to try to talk about that, starting with the leagues and the competitions that people need to know about. So in Europe and soccer cards, there are 4 or 5 major leagues that get most attention. They are the English Premiership or English Premier League, La Liga, which is the Spanish league, Serie A, which is the Italian league, the German Bundesliga, which is the German league, and then sort of the French Premiership or Ligue 1, which gets a little bit of attention, but predominantly because of Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain. So they're the main leagues in Europe at the moment that people tend to focus most of their attention on, and products or popular products tend to get the most attention from as well. And I'll talk more about the products for different leagues as we go on. Just because I've mentioned them leagues though doesn't mean others don't exist. Obviously professional football in Europe and across the world happens. It's just doesn't get as much attention. However, what you see in soccer cards and stickers sometimes is that a player will appear from an unknown league or a league that doesn't get as much attention. And this can kind of create some additional interest or hype for that league. And we've seen that recently with Erling Haaland, whose sticker originated in the Austrian Football League. Now, the Austrian Football League generally is quite a minor league in terms of European football. It doesn't get a lot of attention from soccer card collectors, but it just shows that if you are aware of all the different leagues across Europe and across the world, you have a better opportunity to start investing and making the best possible decisions earlier than other people. But as a starting point, they're the leagues that you should be aware of: La Liga, Serie A, the French Ligue 1, the Premiership and the Bundesliga. I hope that gives you a bit of an idea of the major European leagues to watch out for. Like I said, there are others, and I feel like I should give a shout out to the Portuguese and Dutch leagues, which are also producing some fantastic young players. Like I said, the more you're aware of, the better you will be when it comes to buying the right soccer cards or stickers. 2 other things I think you should be aware of when it comes to European competition are the Champions League and Europa League. These are the elite of the elite when it comes to cross-European competition. So whilst the English Premiership is just English clubs and the French Ligue 1 is just French clubs, the Champions League and Europa League represent an opportunity for them to play each other. But teams have to qualify by performing well and finishing at a certain standing within their league. As well as European and domestic leagues, we also have international tournaments to look forward to. And sometimes we see the most exciting soccer card products come out during international tournaments. For European sides such as England, Germany, France, Spain, this involves the European Championships, which happen every 4 years, and the World Cup, which happens every 4 years. When I say every 4 years, they don't happen on top of each other. They don't happen in the same year. What happens is they happen every 2 years. So in 2020, for example, we were meant to have the European Championships. Obviously, that got stopped. They'll now happen next year. But then the World Cup happens in 2022. The European Championships will then happen in 2024, and the World Cup in 2026. So hopefully that makes sense. But like I say, sometimes we get the best soccer card products during these international tournaments. So that is something to be aware of. Depending on where you are in the world, depends on the international tournaments and the equivalent European competition that clubs may be involved in. So obviously in America, you have the MLS, you have Copa America, you have different tournaments. Africa has the African Nations, and there's also an equivalent in South Asia, in Australia. So depending on where you are in the world does obviously influence the different competitions that clubs can enter. But today I'm talking primarily about the European soccer market because that's where I'm based. And like I say, that's where the majority of product is and what people buy at the moment. So that's why I'm focusing more on the European aspect of things. In a nutshell, that's as quick as I can possibly talk about an introduction to the leagues that are involved in soccer and some of the competitions. But if you have any questions, then please put them in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. Now, I'm going to go on to companies now, because whilst there's a whole range of tournaments and competitions, not every company produces cards for that competition. So if you are expecting Topps to produce a World Cup set, you're going to be disappointed because they don't have the license, they don't have the rights to do that. At the same time, if you are expecting Panini to do a Champions League set, you're going to be disappointed because at the moment they don't have the licenses. I'm going to start by talking about the main manufacturers of soccer cards right now, as in today, this year, 2020. So there are 3 actively manufacturing cards. They are Panini, who are the Italian company. They are probably the biggest manufacturer of sports cards at the moment because of the American market. You also have Topps, who are probably closely behind Panini. They're an American company, global as well, and they also produce a lot of soccer cards at the moment. So Panini and Topps are really vying for top spot when it comes to soccer card production. They also have the majority of the licenses when it comes to soccer cards. Right, so now I'm going to talk really quickly about licensing, because this matters, because if you are waiting for a product to come out for a particular league from a particular manufacturer, it might never happen, because if they don't have the licensing rights, they can't do it. So as an example, the Premier League has, for the last God knows how many years, had Topps as the licensed manufacturer of their cards. This year things changed and Panini now have the license. The two are always vying for licenses in the major leagues. So Panini have the license for Premiership, which is why you've seen them produce the Panini Prism set. You've seen the Chronicles box set this year, which featured the Premiership. You've got the release of Impeccable coming out as well. And you've also got Panini Adrenaline, which is more of the game side of things, focused at youngsters rather than collectors and traders, if you like. So Panini have the license for the Premiership. Panini also have the license for the French League, the Spanish League, the Italian League through Calcio as well. And they also have the World Cup license, which they've held since 1970. So again, if you go on to look at these products, it's highly unlikely that you'll see Topps with any products or in recent times, because Panini have the license for those leagues. However, Topps have their own licenses, which Panini don't have, and the most significant is probably the Champions League at the moment, and that's reflected in their products. So Topps have the Topps Chrome Champions League, they have the Topps Finest Champions League product, which just came out, and they also have the rights to the German Bundesliga, hence Topps Chrome Bundesliga. So that gives you an idea of the different licenses that are at play. They also have the Topps Match Attacks, which is the Champions League. So yeah, a whole array of products, and you can start seeing how Panini and Topps set up differently. Futera don't have major licenses for specific leagues, but what they do have are licenses with individuals and with clubs. So Futera actually do have special licenses with like Manchester United, Liverpool, to create one-off products, but Panini still have the Premiership rights. Futera also have some licenses for the greatest players of all time, so you'll quite often see them with great products with people like Beckenbauer on their cards, and that's because they've got licensing agreements with that individual. So I've just talked about a few products there, and to answer the question of which product should I buy, like whatever you like, whatever you enjoy, if you like the product, then buy it. But to give you some ideas what is desirable, Panini Prism is probably the most desirable product when it comes to soccer cards at the moment, closely followed, I would argue, by Topps Chrome, which is also desirable and kind of the equivalent, if you like, to Panini Prism. So they're the two most sought after products. You also have the products coming out of Chronicles, which are highly sought after, and these cards are all designed for collectors. The ones I would place caution on, if you like, or not caution because they're still good products, but they're just for a different market, are your Topps Match Attacks cards and your Panini Adrenaline cards. These are just not sought after by collectors, by investors, because they don't typically like the look of the card. They're not clean looking like you'll see from Topps Chrome or Panini Prism. they're actually designed for trading card games for children, and therefore people just don't like the look of the cards with all the different numbers and digits on. So I would maybe stay clear from adrenaline and match attacks cards for that reason. One thing I will say is that just because Panini has the license for the Premiership now and Topps have the license for the Champions League, don't think that's going to be forever. The two back companies are, like I've said, always vying for position, and ultimately the licenses only last a certain period of time. Once that contract is up with the Premier League or the Spanish League or the Serie A League, it's open game, like anyone can go for it, and ultimately it comes down to money. So who's to say that despite Panini now having the Premiership, Topps may come back and take it in a few years' time. The same goes to the Champions League. However, I'd be pretty surprised to see any significant changes anytime soon. So time will tell. The final point I'm going to make for people that are completely new to soccer cards and stickers is that the market is very different depending on where you live in the world. So at the moment, the market for soccer cards and sports cards is still very much American dominated. At the same time, stickers are very much European dominated, and we're starting to see the two influence each other a little bit. The reason I'm bringing this up is that it's hard to get hold of some product if you are based in Europe, if you are based in the UK. And if you are completely new to it from Europe, don't let that put you off. What I would recommend are looking at other European sites. So for example, go and visit Panini's German site, go and visit Panini's Italian site, because sometimes you can get hold of product there that you can't get hold of in the UK. But it means you can avoid the ridiculous shipping costs and custom fees that are charged through shipping from America, basically. That doesn't necessarily mean you're still going to get hold of it. Products like Panini Premier League Prism set is going to be really hard to get hold of. It's probably going to get released just in America. Disappointing, and hopefully that changes, but that's just the way things are at the moment. At the same time, Americans can't get a hold of stickers, so it works both ways. And like I say, they are influencing each other. So something to be aware of if you are also new to it. I hope you found today helpful. If you have, please hit that subscribe, hit that like, because it really helps me out and keeps me motivated to do more videos. Like I said before, if you have any questions about what I've talked about today, please ask below because I'll answer them. Obviously, I've had about 10-15 minutes to kind of throw everything at you here, and there's a lot of information I could talk about. So the more you ask, the more I know what content to produce. That wraps up today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I look forward to being back soon with some Topps Chrome Bundesliga pack openings and reviews. Take care. Bye-bye.